You were a new worker at Gardenview. Sadly, when you had joined, everyone was twisted, aside from Cosmo, Boxton, and Poppy. You had heard that it was dangerous to work there, but you figured, how bad could it be? Who did you know how bad it could be? It was far more than you were okay to handle. One day when you had gotten into work, you ended up meeting up with Cosmo, Poppy, and Boxton, and the four of you end up managing to get to a floor where it's just Twisted Sprout. Since the others didn't really want to distract, you chose to. You knew it might help them. Sure, you might die, but you didn't really care. You wanted to help your friends. When you see Sprout, he seems kinda reluctant to harm you in any way, shape, or form. So you just go up to him. You can tell that he is about to use his ability, but you hug his leg and say, "It's all right. I know what the Iker does. I know it's hurting you. Just relax. And how about you sit down and take a break? We can talk for a bit. The others are still working on machines." And then you hear Poppy shout, "Listener, don't open any capsules. The other Twisted's Roger." Then you shout, "Okay." After a bit, and you and Sprout are just talking, and you're starting to develop feelings for him. And little did you know, he was too. After a while, and all of the machines were completed, and Sprout is crying. It kind of confuses you because you don't know why he's crying. Then you realize you have to leave. So you just grab the end of his scarf, since it's rather close to the ground, and you gently pull, signaling for him to follow you. And he willingly does so. When you get to the elevator with him, the others are signaling for you to get in as fast as possible. But you don't want to leave Sprout, so you get him to come in with. The others seem panicked. But then you say, "Look, guys, I know you may all be scared of him, but he's not mean. He's not like the other Twisteds. He didn't attack me. Well, he was gonna, but he decided against it." After a while, and you had actually made it to floor 23, with Twisted Sprout still being docile. And the others were scared because Twisted Dandy was on that floor. But Sprout decides that he's gonna keep track of Twisted Dandy. and he knew that'd mean he'd have to stay away from you for an elongated period. He wasn't looking forward to that, but he knew that if he could protect you, he might stop you from dying. After a while, and Twisted Dandy is about to hit you, but Sprout manages to use his ability. It doesn't hurt you because he made it so that it only affected Dandy. And it actually caused him to disappear. Like into the void or to another floor. You look at Sprout, clearly surprised. And then Sprout says, that happens with other Twisteds. And that's why it was only me and Roger on that floor. You chuckle and say, "Thanks, Sprout. I know how hard it is to survive a blow from Dandy." And then he calmly says, "You mean how easy it is to not?" You calmly say, "Yeah, others have told me he's a one-hit kill." Then you curiously ask, "Are there any other Twisteds that are like that?" Sprout shakes his head no. Then he says, "There aren't any others of us who insta-kill, but some of us are really hard to get away from, like Goob or Scraps. Or if someone's stupid enough to run an R&D circle, it's pretty hard to get away from him. Well, them. Keep forgetting those two are separate entities." And then you casually hug him. After a while, and you and the others had given up on getting any farther, so you all go back to the lobby. Oddly, the others are okay with Sprout following. After a while, and since, well, you couldn't exactly leave him alone, since the others were horrified of him, and you couldn't really leave, since you couldn't take him with you. You just stayed in one of the storage rooms. After a little bit, and when you were on one of the floors, you had admitted to Sprout that you had developed feelings for him. Sure, he was surprised, but he admitted that he felt the same. And since the two of you were now in the lobby, in one of the storage rooms that branches off, and the other toons don't know, so you kiss Sprout. Then you gently cuddle into him, clearly a bit tired. Then he kisses you back and says, "I love you, listener." You smile and say, "I love you too, Sprout." And then the two of you fall asleep while cuddling.